Alright, everybody, it's that time of the week again. It is Saturday, quote unquote, because I have not gone to bed yet. So it is time for more coffee with Contin. Now, not going to be really dicking around tonight. It's not going to be a super long video or anything like that. However, a couple of things to go over. I'm going to be keeping the post open, or the poll open rather, for another few days in regards to the Nuzlocke that I'm going to be doing. Very likely just going to be doing this as a video series rather than as a stream series. I may wind up doing like the finale as a stream or something like that. I'm not sure yet. So definitely make sure to get your vote in. Currently, we have Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Sword, both with 2 votes. From the looks of it, there's only been 6 votes, so I'm assuming that's the case. And we have Pokemon Insurgents and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, both with 1. Heart Gold still hasn't gotten any love. Definitely make sure to cast your vote, see what you want to see me torture myself with. I may be biased on this one, but I'm going to put a little teaser out there. If Insurgents is the one that winds up getting selected, I'm going to be doing as complete a randomizer as I can. So just keep that in mind. As normal, as decent as the other ones are, because I love Scarlet, I love Sword, I love Brilliant Diamond, I definitely want to challenge. So if it comes down to a tie, I will be the one to make the deciding vote on the tiebreaker. If Insurgents wins, I will definitely be doing as complete a randomizer as I can. So do bear that in mind. The poll is going to stay open, and I'm going to be until Thursday when my live stream for D&D starts. I'll be announcing the winner there, so definitely bear that in mind. Alright, now with that in mind, like I said, if Insurgents wins, I'm going to be doing as complete a randomizer as I possibly can. Everything's set to the most extreme possible settings. So I could very well wind up going against all gym leaders that have nothing but teams of legendaries, whereas I wind up with like nothing but normal bugs or what have you, like all just. It could even wind up being like I wind up with a fucking Cascoon or. Well, no, I don't think Cascoon's actually in Insurgents. I could wind up with nothing but like a fucking Delta Charizard or a Delta Wailord or something like that, and going against nothing but teams of fucking legendaries. Which obviously, in a situation like that, that Nuzlocke is going to wind up ending very quickly. But that's that. So, yeah, definitely bear that in mind when you're casting your vote. I know, obviously, I'm trying to influence this because I'm biased towards Insurgents. Oh well, fucking deal with it. This is my channel after all. I may wind up doing a randomized Nuzlocke of Insurgents at some point anyway, even if it doesn't win. Because honestly, it's a fucking amazing game, and I definitely want to go back to playing it again. And this adds replayability for the randomizer aspect of it. Beyond that, for anyone who's not been following on D&D, if it's not your thing, completely understand. I'm not saying you have to or anything like that. If you like some of the content I make, awesome. I'm not going to try and force anybody to watch anything. Unless your last name happens to be Draco, then I probably will guilt trip you at some point if you haven't been following with the series I've been putting out. That's just kind of goes with territory, but, deal with it. Beyond that, there's really not a whole lot to go over. Like I said, it's probably going to be a very short video tonight. As you can see, I'm doing more of Summoner's War tonight. This is for Trial of Ascension, trying to get up to level 100 again. Actually, speaking of that, I have, as of earlier this evening, officially hit level 100, which is the new level cap. I don't see them going beyond level 100, but that's a thing now. Blue's account is also, I believe he just hit level 95 earlier today. He's going to very likely be level 100 sometime tomorrow or Monday. So yeah, there's that too. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, yes, actually there is. So, as I alluded to, there is going to be that special episode of Coffee with Contin coming up soon. The individual I'm recording that with, I have to sit down with them, figure out when's going to be a good time to record. Obviously, real life comes first, and I definitely don't want to put them in a position where they feel like they have to do anything, because that's just not who I am. If somebody wants to hang out with me, awesome. If not, if they have other commitments that were made first, or if they just don't feel up to it, that's cool. The individual that because I can fucking talk tonight. The part of me that used to do that is long gone. I used to definitely guilt trip people quite often about shit like that, but not anymore. It's fucked up to begin with. But definitely that will be coming soon. The video that I'd been talking about for a while regarding the history and lore behind Darklink, that has been put on indefinite hold for a while. The idea just kind of lost its appeal, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of research that would have to go into something like that. Probably. So here's the thing: is when I do that, Darklink is effectively the amalgamation of the quote-unquote evil, obviously, of Link, which kind of goes without saying. That's kind of implied by the name. Whereas Fierce DD Link is the divine holy warrior variation of him, kind of like the complete antithesis of Dark Link. So odds are very likely it's going to wind up being like a yin-yang type of thing. So definitely a lot of fucking research that's going to have to go into that. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. I will, once that comes off the back burner, I will let you guys know. History of Draco, I have been talking about that for a couple of weeks now. That will be coming back soon. I have to go back through the playlist to find out exactly where we left off. But I'm not going to make any promises, because every time I have so far in the last multiple times that I've mentioned it, I've let shit get in the way. Fuck. You ever just have one of those nights where it feels like no matter what you do, you cannot get your voice to come out sounding normal? It always sounds like it's coming out weird, or just like dry, or very moist. That's definitely what I'm going through right now. I don't remember what the fuck I was just saying. Right. So the history of Draco, once I figure out where that is, I will work on the next script for that, because I definitely want to stay with continuity. We are getting close to the halfway mark with that series, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing in place of that once that is finally finished. I may, like I had mentioned at one point in the past, go back and do some of the side characters, because some of them, while the main quote-unquote main members of each generation of the Draco family are the ones that the story typically tends to focus on. For example, Contin is the... I don't really want to go too far into using him as I'll use his father Drake as an example, because there's a lot that's going to go into the whole story with Contin. Each part about him and his 5 brothers is probably going to be its own multi-part miniseries. So that probably is going to be about 20 plus episodes by itself, just counting his brothers. But while the main story focuses on the main character or the eldest member of each generation, um, some of the siblings in each generation do definitely play a big part in the story. So definitely keep that in mind. For example, I mentioned earlier in the series with Angelus. I'm sorry, no, not Angelus. Valkyrius. He became the Grim Reaper, basically the Grim Reaper. Um, and then he was given the authority to hand select the new fates once the current one stepped down. So clearly, a lot of not the main characters definitely shine through. So keep that in mind. Definitely a lot more to go over once I go through the main characters. As it pertains to Contin and the siblings, I will probably focus entirely on at least the six brothers before moving on to anything else and going back to the rest of the story. Because as much as I want to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm writing the book," da 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 da, it's been 20 years that I've been working on this fucking book. Um, as much as I would love to have it finished at some point, and ultimately even wind up seeing it as a movie, I don't see that happening anytime fucking soon. And I've recast the characters so many motherfucking times in my head that it's not even funny. I don't know why I just did that when I can easily just do the fucking auto fight. Um, so yeah, there's definitely that. So that covers uh, the history of Draco and the special series. I will be going back to the whole Dark Link, Fierce Deity Link thing at some point. Just not sure when. I went over the Nuzlocke. Again, results are going to be announced on Thursday at the start of stream. And again, if there's a tie, I will make the deciding vote myself. And I am casting a vote on my own for it. So technically speaking, it is a three-way tie for first place between Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Sword, and Pokemon Insurgents. Keep that in mind when you're voting. The votes, because I would basically just have to sign into an alternate account to be able to cast that vote. And I will keep honest about it. I'm only casting one vote on it myself, so I'm just going to vocally do that here rather than sending in any alternates. Because it's way too much. Honestly, I could easily do that. I've got umpteen fucking email addresses. I could easily make a fucking YouTube account on any of them, just go and vote to ensure that it wins. But I'm giving myself one vote, despite the fact that I have like 90 fucking personalities swimming around in my damn brain. Which I could easily get a vote for it. No, I'm not gonna be that guy. So I'm casting my own vote on that for Insurgents. Beyond that, definitely, if you're not caught up on D&D, definitely you want to get caught up on that because it's starting to get interesting now. Uh, Especially last week's session. Um, if you have any questions, you can ask Sakura or Lemon about that. Things got spicy, we'll say. Um, and yeah, I'll leave it at that because even when I'm literally sitting here at the beginning of every stream saying I question your parents' mentality and parenting if they're allowing you to watch my shit, even though literally at the end of every public service announcement that I make about my channel not being PG or being friendly for anyone under the age of 17, saying, fuck you and have a good stream. Even I am not going to sit here and openly say outright what was going on. If you want to hear it, it was caught on the stream. So yeah, definitely want to. If you're gonna listen in to see what happened, listen with headphones. Do yourself a favor. Don't let yourself get embarrassed by anyone that happens to be listening in. Uh, but yeah, so there's that. Uh, I've, you know what? By the way, fuck you, Skelly, because I finally put your ass in a position where brute force did not fucking solve your problem with that fight. So I am quite proud of that. I'm sorry, Sakura, that your new character damn near died off of that initial fucking. Okay, so I will. I want you all to actually catch up and watch yourself, listen for yourselves, kind of hear what's been going on. But I will say this: the boss that the party fought on Thursday, which surprisingly for a trio would be a colossal task. Sakura's character, Mei, nearly died to the boss. If the boss had gotten one more hit on her, she would be dead. Or she would have gone into death savings. End of story. Because I saw the numbers, and when the lowest number you've got is a 7 on it for attack damage, I don't even think any of the numbers were that low. Uh, and your character gets hit for 67 of your 73 hit points, you're going into death savings if any of the other two hits actually landed. But Skelly the Nuke was officially forced to understand, hey, maybe I need to be smart and not just trigger happy. I'm very proud of you for finally realizing that, Skelly. And honestly, the fight was not designed for you guys to be able to win on that fight. I wanted to use that as a means of saying, hey, your conscience is gone. I'm going to be your new conscience. So, yeah, mission success, I suppose. But that's pretty much all I've got for you guys tonight, or this week, rather, I should say. I will keep you posted about that special episode of Coffee with Contin. It's probably not going to be during normal uploads, but thank you again for everybody who sat here and listened to me ramble on all night. I love you. I respect. I appreciate you. You are the reason I keep doing this because I know that somebody out there is getting enjoyment and loves watching it. As you stay here and stare at my I got my ass whooped screen. But thank you all for listening to me tonight. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday for the next part of D&D.